You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Thank you, Marshall. Why lottery winners lose their money. And look, this is not a complicated reason. Right? It's not a complicated reason, and it's deeper than just money management, right? What you have when you think about lottery winners, right? Most people who play the lottery are coming from poor and working class environments, and with a poor and working class mindset. Right? Like the mind is very important in business and spending money and everything and how you approach life. Now, understand the mindset of the poor. And that could be poor, working class. They don't make a lot of money, right? So usually it's hard for them to save money. Even if they want to, it's hard for them to save money, even though I recommend if you got to save $1 a paycheck, you start doing it, just get in that habit, right? But it's hard for them to really think in those terms. Right, their thing is spending, and I mean, like I said, in all fairness, I can't really blame them. But you know, if you making just minimum wage and something, you used to taking a bus and everything, you know, and you used to spending your money. You used to having to go to a payday, like a loan place, one of those, which is like legal loan sharking, right? Or hitting the pawn shop or something just to get little loans or something like that. It actually creates certain behaviors in you. It creates certain habits in you, right? You know, and those habits are hard to break. Those habits are hard. They hard to break. You used to spending money, you know, and even if you got a little bit extra money, once you spend it on bills, you know, you're going to splurge or something. You get used to that. You've done this probably in all likelihood because the poverty mindset and everything, or, you know, the poor mindset, that's usually passed down generations. People say, you know, generation wealth itself isn't usually passed down unless you're in that upper tier, the upper 10%, you know, the 1% or the 9.9%. Yeah, it's usually not wealth ain't passed, but when all of them, a mindset is passed. So, you know, the person's going out there. So, you know, they go out there and they think, okay, I can make that extra money, right? So what they do? They put a lot of money into the lottery. Now, I'm going to tell you something as a thing. I think I played the lottery myself very rarely, extremely rare. I don't think I've played the lottery myself more than 50 times in life. You know, I don't think, I seriously, that's like in life. It's ironic because, you know, I had family members who were numbers runners, right? But personally, I just never got into it, put my own money into it, right? Because my logic was if you spending like $100 on lottery tickets or something, you could put that in a bank, get some interest in it, and you build it up enough, and then, you know, invest in some type of business or some products to sell or something. That's just me. That's just me. Let me see. Anyway, right? But yeah, they lose their money, and it's not that they're greedy or anything. It's not even that they're stupid. They just following a habit. Most people follow a habit because what happens is all of a sudden you get somebody who's minimum wage and or just struggling. All of a sudden they get several $1 million. You know, they haven't got rid of. They not in that save mentality. Their first thing ain't like getting the, you know, putting some money into a money market or some IRAs or whatever credit instruments they are out there. Because ironically, if you get enough money, like say you get $20 million, if you got, you know, after Uncle Sam gets their cut, you're really getting about $12 million or something. Seriously, that's another thing too. So you just say, you know what, I ain't gonna spend that money. You put that $12 million into a regular savings account, just a regular one, you're going to get a decent amount of money every month, right? If you do nothing else, wouldn't advise that. Would actually advise a financial, like advise a reputable one, right? But usually what happens is, because even though you get that money, you still have the mindset. It's like just when people get the, they get the EIC, earned income credit. What you do, you spend that money. You spend that money, or even just money back on your taxes, period. What do? You spend that money, right? You spend that money. So it's like, so you getting $1 million, all of a sudden your mindset don't change. All of a sudden you don't become a financial genius. You don't become a savvy investor. I mean, how can you become a savvy investor? I mean, really think about that part. A lot of people get that money. What they do? First of all, people in most states, you got to take a picture or something so everybody know you got that money. And what they do, they go out and spend it. Well, it's their habit, all right? As an aside about that reveal thing, I'm glad I live in Maryland, because if I ever did play the lottery and I won, nobody would know it. Because one thing about my state, they smart enough to let people be anonymous. And I'd be the type, I'd go down to some place. I'd rent out a car just to go to the lottery place. I would rent out a car. That's how deep it'll be. In fact, just as an aside, I heard about a lottery winner in Baltimore. They said she came up that joint with a safe. She carried a little safe there. They said that much. They can report on you and stuff. But anyway, they lose their money because they spend it. They haven't developed that habit, right? So this is one thing. If you win a lottery, because somebody listen, you might get lucky. Even if you win like $10,000, $20,000 or something, do something with it. In fact, I knew somebody who won $20,000. This dude that lived on my street. But see, he already had a little bit of money. He was an older dude. I can't remember his name now, but he was an older dude with a young wife, right? But that dude, he already had some money and stuff, so he knew what to do with it. Usually, if you get some cat who just happened to pay for something, get a lottery thing off a whim or something, and they were already making money, usually they just put it away because they used to it. But anyway, what I would say, if you won anything, don't spend it right away, even if you got major bills, unless you have like a cutoff notice or something like that, or not even with credit. I need to do one on credit, because if a credit card, people got different views on it. I've heard one person say don't bother doing anything with a collection agency at all, right? But usually with them, anyway, and this is just me, I still have to listen to that video where the gentleman said, I have to find it again too, because I can't remember who said it exactly. But one of the things I would do, just on a credit thing, just a little quick tangent. Usually you can hit them up for settlement. Because first of all, if you owe $1,000, they ain't pay $1,000 for that thing. They pay like probably 10 or something. They pay pennies. So they still getting their money, and then you get your credit a little bit. But there's a lot to that credit, so that's a whole other show. But what I would recommend, back on topic, if you win any amount of money and you don't have like an immediate cutoff notice you need for that, just put it away. You can go to, even if you don't have a bank account, you can walk to any bank and open up something. You can walk to a bank, just open it up, just put it in there, and just let it sit there for a month, whatever. One person has suggested, I saw something where they suggest if you want that lump sum of money, don't sit on it for a year. Reason why, though, because that they lose their money because they start spending it right away. So just sit on it, and then work on changing your spending habits. Like, sit on the money, and if it's like several million, sit on it. If you in a position where like you have a regular job, right? And even if you dislike it, but it keeps your bills paid, keeps something, just sit on the money. Just sit on it, right? Start changing your spending habits then, right? Before you touch it, right? Start changing spending habits then, right? In the meantime, check around for like some financial advisors, like a really good financial advisor, wealth management or something. You know, get references or something like that. All right. You know, if you can, if you're in a state, if you're lucky to be in a state that don't report anything, you don't have to worry about this. If you are and all your family members hit you up, you tell them no. You tell them no, you sitting on the money, okay? Tell them you're not going to get it. First of all, they ain't paid. Unless it was Nana or something who spent a lot of her time and energy helping to raise you or something like that, you can hook them up. But if it's like that cousin you only see at family reunions and you try to duck them because, you know, they don't have any issues with incest or they just some shady ass shit, now you tell them fuck no. Like if I won $1 million or something, if I got all that money and, you know, somehow people found out about it, I'd be like, hell no. Money going into a trust for my son. Fuck all y'all, I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's shit. It like, because with me, usually it'd be some type of relative I don't talk to all the time anyway. I'm funny like that. I'm funny. If I don't talk to your ass all the time, don't hit me up. But yeah, anyway, in all seriousness though, you know, if you happen to win it, put it away for a little bit. Just put it away for a little bit. You can still make plans on something, you know, you can still think about bills you have to pay out. But like I say, if it's not like a cutoff nose or something, you don't need it right there. And then start gradually changing your habits, your spending habits. And then when you're ready to touch that money, shoot, everything will be good. You can flow right into it. So, anyway, that's it for today. You know, even though I talked about the lottery, that's way still being an entrepreneur. So let's go make that money.